YouTube, what it is, it's your boy ChampFreeze back up in the building with another banging video. And in this video, man, I'm giving you guys the best jump shots in NBA 2K26, but not just any type of jump shot. These are NBA jump shots that work in the rec, okay? So for all my rec dudes, and some of these jumpers work in the park as well. Alright, let's get into the settings real quick. And for the ones that know all about the settings, feel free to just skip ahead to the jump shots. Alright, don't worry about that. But for the brand new players, make sure you go into your settings, turn your shot timing, turn that to on. Your shot timing visual cue, make sure that's set to push. Your shot meter input, make sure that's set to all. These are all important settings to have to be a lethal shooter. Alright, I'm putting you guys onto game. Okay, make sure you pay attention. This is a very fast video, quick video. Make sure you pay attention. Alright, I'm giving you guys about 5 jump shots, and these jump shots smooth. In my last shooting video, I gave you guys a jump shot that had a 59% green window. All right, now you're gonna go to your customized HUD. Make sure you turn your shot meter off. Okay, you get a 20% boost for having your shot meter off. Make sure you turn that off. All right, make sure your shot feedback is set to all shots. That way you could tell whether it's excellent, whether it's late, whether it's early, and you know how to adjust properly, okay? So make sure your shot feedback visibility is set to all shots, all right? This is plain and simple, okay? Now, like I said in the last video, I gave you guys a created jump shot that has a 59% green window. Somebody in my comment section, they requested an NBA jump shot, because you know, created jump shots is not for everyone. Okay, now another thing to make sure you're out there killing them, shooting great, excellent, is to go to the order of shooting gym. When you go to the order of shooting gym, you see all these hot zones I have? All these hot zones? I'll be killing it. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn some of these hot zones into some lethal zones, okay? What you're gonna do is, I'm gonna turn them from red to purple. You're gonna go up to the coach, you're gonna speak to him real quick, chop it up with the boy for a second, you know what I mean? Now after you chop it up with him, you're gonna pick the hardest one on here, which is the 3 zone for 3 weeks. All right, you're gonna pick this, and you're gonna outscore him. It's really easy. Make sure your settings is set on rookie, okay? And he may give you a little bump here and there, but now don't worry about that. Now you're gonna pick which spots you like to shoot from. All right, these are some of the spots I usually shoot from. So I'm gonna just pick these. Usually I just pick all 3 up top. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna outscore him. We're not going through this whole matchup between me and him. We're not going through that. I just want to show the people that don't know what's going on. All right. So once you finish that, you see I messed up on one of the zones, so it stayed red, but the other 2 zones turned purple. Real quick, real simple. All right. So, like I said, I'm using NBA jump shots, all right, for this video. And you're gonna see me use these jump shots in the rec, okay? The first jump shot I'm gonna use, I did not take to the rec, because it just looked a little too crazy for me, which is Tyrese Haliburton. Now, y'all know, last year, his base was crazy, all right? Had a crazy base last year. So I said, let me just try it out and see how I feel with his actual jump shot, right? And I ain't gonna lie, it has an easy cue, as you can see. As soon as the ball literally gets in front of his face, you're releasing that ball. Alright? So I'm gonna just shoot around with it in the mind court. And you can see, like, you know what I mean? You're gonna miss a couple because you're still trying to feel it out. And you see, that's what I was doing. But look at that. Once I realized the cue, as soon as the ball, really, as soon as his hand bends and the ball reaches the front of his face, that's the cue to release. Alright? It's a pretty good jump shot. I can see some people actually using this jump shot. Look at the type of phase I'm hitting with the jumper. You know what I mean? The second jump shot we're getting into is Ingram, okay? And you see, this is live gameplay in the rec. I'm going crazy with the jumper. What I would say about this jumper, it is fast, okay? You have to be 6'5" to 6'10" to get this jumper. It's a fast jumper. You could definitely get off a shot real quick with this jumper, all right? Mikal Bridges is the next jumper we're getting into. Now, this is actually one of my favorites, okay? I actually really like this jumper. But I'm gonna let you guys know my top 2, all right? My top 2. And I recommend you guys use the top 2 if you can't find a good created jump shot to use. I definitely recommend the top two I'm gonna mention later. But you see Mikal Bridges, you see I'm greening all over the place with this. You just gotta get your timing down right, and once you get your timing right, and again, as soon as the ball reaches the top of his head. Now Demar Derozan is the next jumper we're getting into. This jumper I actually used on my Jordan build as soon as I made him. My Jordan / Kobe build, which is an official build. As soon as I made this build, this was the jumper I was using, Demar Derozan. Here we go, this is early gameplay of my Jordan build. You see how I'm greening it, and mind you, I was only like a 70 overall in these clips right here. Only a 70 overall, and you see what I was doing. And my 3-point for my Jordan build is only a 70. With my cap breakers, it bumped up to a 74. Alright, DeMar DeRozan ain't bad. You get that timing as soon as the ball reaches the top of his head. You look at the flick of the wrist for that one. Alright, and you also gotta look at the body too, but look at the flick of the wrist. Now Paul George, this is one of my favorites. I actually been banging this in the rec a lot. I ain't gonna hold you. As soon as the ball reaches the top of his head, that is your cue. You still wanna look at the push, you wanna look at the feet, anywhere from the torso to the legs, you know what I mean? But when that ball reaches the top of that head, that forehead, that's when I'm releasing. You see what I'm doing in the rec with this build right here. Alright, with this Paul George jump shot. You see what I'm doing with the Paul George jump shot, man. Look at that. Teammate missed his shot. They know to kick it out to me. You dig what I'm saying? Now again, when you first go into the rec with these jumpers, it's going to take a little getting used to, and that's fine. So Paul George, that's my number 2 jump shot. Now Carmelo Anthony, I ain't gonna lie to you. This jumper is smooth. I like it. I like this jumper a lot. Alright. I really like Carmelo Anthony jumper, bro. Like, has a smooth, calm feel to it. Okay, I would rate Carmelo Anthony jumper a A. If I had to rate them, his jumper would be a A. Not gonna lie to you. Again, you got to be 6'5" to 6'10" to get these jumpers. Okay. Another good jumper, which is super fast, is Carlton Carrington, but I ain't put no clips up of that. That was just insane. But that jumper is super fast. Now here's my main jumper, my created jump shot. All right, this is a KD remake because I couldn't get KD base at the time, so this is a KD remake. And you see what I'm doing. All right. So super quick video. You know what I mean? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you're gonna try any of these jumpers. I definitely recommend Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. All right, Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Those are my top 2 jumpers out of all of them. I definitely recommend them. Give them a try. I also rate the Paul George jumper a A. It's fast. As soon as that ball reaches the top of your head, you release. Carmelo Anthony, you're gonna see his shoulder do a little slight turn. That was my cue to know the push animation is taking place. You know what I mean? Some people may say you don't need the push animation, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. So on that note, I'm up out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy ChampFreeze. I got more videos to make.